We are live. Hello, Amazonians. Hello, my fellow Amazonians. Oh, my goodness. Shoo, Eno. Shoo, Eno. Jessica Linda. Good evening, Shoo. Good evening, Jessica Linda. Good evening, Nji Renee. Good evening, my favorite people. Good evening to you all. Hello, please. Just go ahead and share. My favorite people. Good evening. Good evening, Jessica. Hope you and your family are doing well. Tim Kane, it's been a while. How you doing, bro? E.T. Henry, good evening. Thanks, G. Renee. Good evening, my brothers and sisters. Oh yes, your brother is doing really good. Clinch, welcome. Welcome, Amberlanders, the most amazing people in the world. Good evening, my people. Good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome. Ha! Torideo, we'll get for Move Revolution Forward. So welcome. Good evening, my people. Good evening, my people. Come on. Woo! Share and invite your friends. Oh, love you too, Jessica Linda. Love you too. Love you too very much. And thank you for the kind words. Yes, brothers and sisters, go ahead, share, invite all man, make we move our revolution forward. No time, we'll not get time for waste time for this revolution. Revolution will get for move revolution forward. Right? Time not there for waste time more. We'll get for move revolution forward. In unity and with purpose. We all get for work together. So go ahead, share the video, share the live broadcast, invite your friends, take your front row seat, make we move better to leadership. The only thing if you make better thing that happen for this world is leadership. There is no substitute to leadership. Right? So, go ahead and share, please. We have about just 1 minute to start. Let's get to business. I hope say when I day fine. I hope say when I begin the day fine. I hope say when I family the day fine. We want to salute all man. So go ahead. Share, invite your friends. Invite all your friends. It's evening time. Yes, it's 8:45 p.m. in Ambazonian. So share, invite your friends. Call all your girlfriends them, your boyfriends them, neighbor them. When I can't share them, we get better to Rio. We get for move our revolution forward. Now our revolution. So I want to salute all man. We will start in exactly 45 seconds. 45 seconds to go. Share and invite your friends. Take a front row seat. And let's have an interesting, exciting conversation. To constantly and on an ongoing basis, move our revolution forward. So, we have 30 seconds to go, my people. 30 seconds to go. We will start, and then the other people, if you join me along the way, I know I keep all man waiting. So whatever you did join with from, just make a comment so that make you know who they online, so that at least we fit send a personal hello and a greetings. When I know say I love you guys very much, and I always appreciate any opportunity that I have to visit with you guys through this platform, so that we can inspire, encourage, and move our revolution forward. All right. So we have about 10 more seconds to go, guys. Good evening to you all. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Amazonians. Good evening. All right. We're going to start now. As always, we always start with our anthem. So you can sing along with me. You don't have to. You can only listen. You can just watch. But if you want to sing along, that's also fine. All right? Hail, hail, hail this land of glory. We the Ambazonians who pledge our loyalty. Praise the Son, our Savior, who granted us the freedom. Allegiance to the heroes who bore the land with their blood. Glory to the glory, we rise and never to fall. Here in a nation flowing with milk and honey. Glory, glory, glory to the Father for making you a nation, a joy forevermore. Ambazonia, land of freedom, you shall live in plenty, meeting our needs. And your children shall be like the stars above. The Most High God be the watchman of this nation. Ambazonian, land of freedom, you shall live in plenty, meeting our needs. And your children shall be like the stars above. The Most High God be the watchman of this nation. Good evening, my Ambazonians. Good evening. I want to welcome all man. I want to salute all una. I want to greet all man. What are you doing for Ground Zero? What are you doing for Inside La République du Cameroon? Whether it be one of the families them or the brother or the sister where you don't go, you just stay in your bush house just so that make you stay alive. Whether you did for France or you did for China, whether you did for South Africa or you did inside any of the refugee camps, whether you did for Singapore or you did for Dubai, I want to welcome all man. As you know, this platform is a platform of leadership. Now, for ongoingly, now for create inspiration, for encourage, for support, and then we collectively as the people of Ambazonia for ongoingly move our revolution forward. So the conversation for tonight, as always, not been for a group or the other, not been for point out what you do wrong, but now from a leadership perspective. Now the only reason this why they come online, from a leadership perspective, how will we move things forward? Now, how leaders them, the most effective, primary people that already make things happen, whether for the US military, whether for companies like Google or Apple, whether for companies like GE, any group, any organization, any team where they produce results. Now, what will be the psychology of results? What will be the psychology of peak performance? Now, which strategies did it produce results? And now, which behavior did it kill results? Did it kill progress? Did it kill momentum? So now the conversation, this one I want to make, we'll get them tonight. Now this conversation, now a follow-up of my previous conversation. Might just take a time to honor a great friend, Nji Aburo. Good evening, my friend, and welcome. Nsa Sharon, good evening. First on our list tonight, I got 4 points for cover tonight. Number 1, leadership X-ray. Make X-ray one leadership. Ambazonians. For move forward, we got to ask ourselves very simple fundamental question. What is our primary outcome? What will be our primary outcome? What will be the goal, the main goal for this revolution where we want to achieve them? We got to ask that question because it will determine what you will be focused on. It will determine what you will do on. It will determine which I will put our energy. What is our primary outcome? is the vision clear enough? The vision for this revolution, it be so clear enough? I hope say the leaders, they don't articulate the vision. It be so clear enough for you, the Ambazonian people. It be so clear enough for everybody. All the leaders, Siseko, way before Siseko, from Patasan, from Siseko, from Dr. Chua Yaba. Yesterday, I hope so when I take the time, when I watch the extraordinary interview with Dr. Ebenezer Akwanga, the only Ebenezer Akwanga, the only person who will give that kind of interview, right, with such substance. I hope so yesterday when I take the time, when I watch that interview with Dr. Ebenezer Akwanga, Guillaume, for Capo Daniel, a platform. Just extraordinary. So it no matter which leader, today I want to talk about the psychology of results. Now I work that, all right? That's why the only places we figure this kind of conversation. So, do we have our priorities right? We get our priorities right? We really get our priorities right? As a follow-up video, I talked the last time, say one, a leader must create an attractive vision. Number two, that leader must come up with a compelling purpose. It must come up with a compelling purpose. Now, today we'll talk about what did really happen for this revolution. Because the last 24 or 48 hours have been very instrumental. A lot of things that already happened. So maybe we'll take the time, we'll review what did happen, and then we'll now start to predict what did come forward from which it don't happen right now. All right? And I think that I talk, they say we must get our priorities right if we'll be serious about this revolution. So make a bring one now. The internal government don't talk, they say self-defense. Do you want to be the new Tory? I want to just move the conversation forward. Say self-defense. Now the primary objective for the interim government. Now for the interim government one, you don't create this thing, say my trip to Boya. Say now my trip for go Boya, now I go carry we go Boya. So I hope say we get forget from abstractive thinking to practical. If you want results, you get forget practical. So let's get practical. I'll get out of abstractive thinking, all right? Just mere phrases and words that are sometimes very hypnotic. We understand that, right? So let's get real. So now the interim government don't talk this thing. Dr. Sako now, he don't come in, maybe we'll give you the time, almost 2 months. He don't launch your own campaign, say my trip to Boya. All right. We don't agree. Self-defense is not the way to go. The question I want to ask, and I say, we don't talk to self-defense not the way to go. Does the way we behave, is it consistent with what we are preaching? Does the way we behave, is it consistent with what we are preaching? Would it preach self-defense, but would it behave political? Hear me out. Would it preach self-defense, would it behave political? We talk in my trip to Boya, self-defense not the way to go, because now we don't come to the realization, we don't come to the reality, we don't come to the practical understanding. Say they say the world need to pay attention. United Nations don't give a fuck. African Union don't care, right? La Republique to do what it want time. It violate all international rules, all international laws. They don't care, right? Now, they burn people them alive. La Republique, government and the army, it be worse than ISIS. La Republique, government and the army, they be worse than ISIS. You hear? They got today, La Republique, on top of terrorism for the world, they come number 1. They burn Big Mami them alive. They burn villages, burn towns. Keep people them when they run go for bush for their own safety. They take the catch person, you arrest some person, you cut his head for broad daylight. The world never ever see this kind carnage. for something where they call and say, na government. This one not be na government. It was past ISIS. You hear? The only thing where it remain for La République du Cameroon, where we never see him, but maybe they do him for back. Now for cook person, chop him. Now for kill an Ambazonian. Cut him small. Cook him, chop him. Now that one we never see him. So everything what people don't see him. Everything what people don't go through. Right? So it is like say we don't be numbed. My message today, always to serve. I want to be of service, for be as a leader, for bring this kind of tools, conversation, knowledge, inspiration, idea, for peak performance, for move ourselves forward. Make we not get caught up into what people are saying. Look at what they are doing. If you want to judge someone, stop judging what they are preaching and judge their actions. So if I look at a leader, I don't care what they talk. I look at a leader from a practical standpoint. I want to see actions. What did he talk and what did he do? Is there a match or there is a mismatch? Is there congruency or there is incongruency? Is there an alignment or non-alignment? Because that one will help you to understand the psychology of the leader. Whether that leader and that person will just the talk, or that person will mean business, or that person will be serious or produce results. Whether that leader be influenced by external factors, maybe la public the influence that leader or some leaders around him will never know, or that leader. Now, a true leader with a vision where he understands, my people have suffered for far too long. And it is my responsibility to fucking put this thing into a fucking end and liberate my people. So what's the psychology of the leader? You must judge the leader, not what the leader says. Judge the leader by his practical psychology of actions. So if we collectively as a people, we don't talk, they say, now self-defense. Because now we understand, say, this enemy, this occupier, these people, they don't put what people them for slavery for almost 56 years. These people then, where they believe, say, if they say, then they get right. Say, Paul Biya get right. For issue death certificate for 8-point-something million Ambazonians. Say Paul Biya get right. For give in military. Say the general they get right. For tell the junior officers on the ground forces. For say, una go, una kill them, una maim them, una shoot them, una rape them, una burn their house, una destroy all that in them. If we believe say, they say, if La République du Cameroon, now the psychology of La République du Cameroon is, then we must get a different psychology to respond to this level of carnage and terrorism. We must get out of the political mind. We must get out of the too much educational mind and get into a practical mind, into a revolutionary mind. You must confront situations in your lives based on the intensity of those situations, not based on your old belief systems. You must look objectively to what's happening and then become very decisive in confronting them. What is our focus? So, I just get a conversation in university with one of the top commanders on the ground of a group, of one of the self-defense group, where all we know, right? For security and intelligence purposes, I know we'll call the name of the group, and I know we'll call the commander a name, because they called me for consultations and for talk. As soon as I know, I ask very penetrative questions for get a dialogue, you know, even for contribute with the people that they for ground, for help them with the psychology of that performance, right? For group cohesiveness, for unity of purpose, and in the intensity for execute this complex mission. Then. So when I talk with the commander, you know, the commander for ground, yeah, you get a great conversation. So part of which I talk for you for this discussion, not been a yes say this, which I tell you now for move a revolution forward. A lot of things there are not going to talk on because not been the platform this forget these conversations, okay? But here now for educate you, here now for put pressure for both the interim government and all nationalist government then, for move this revolution forward. So as I will talk for the commander, a lot of things became very clear. Number one, right now as we speak, hear me out and take this conversation. Send, by the way, we'll stop here for a second. I want to make all the people there that you watch right now, please share this video. Share the video and share it again. We need to get a lot of people for be involved for this conversation because now one of the most important conversation where we get for be involved. We need to understand what did happen. Are we being deceived? People that use you for play politics and buy time? Or people that all leaders mean business. Make we talk. So, please share the video, invite your friends. Let's get serious. We're in a revolution. People that die. Today people don't die. People there for Bush. Or people that live for Bush. Or people that go through extortion. They arrest some person, a family go borrow money, find money, take everything where they get them for go bribe, for move that person and keep that person alive. Because if they don't go bribe, pay that money immediately, maybe within 5-10 minutes, they finish that person, cut that person alive. So now for a very difficult time. Not been a time this way leadership get for mess around or joke. Not time this way leadership get for take things and the people and the revolution very seriously. If not be so, make the leaders they step aside and people know that if you want to run this revolution, they take over and make things fucking happen and free my people. Not that time this a joke. So as I talk for commander for ground zero. Where they lead, where they make things that happen for ground. Yes, what the commander tell me. Commander tell me, say, look, that nonsense where they happen for out there, for diaspora, it get for stop. He said that nonsense where they happen for diaspora, get for stop. That fighting, that division, that quarreling, it get for stop. I asked to say, now how will they operate for down there? With all these other groups that now already exist. He said, look, my brother, might just tell you something. For down here, when it comes for self-defense, we get one voice, we get one purpose, we get one mission, we get one aim. That's self-defense mission. Not being at this group versus that group. Even if there's some group, they carry out some operation. The other nearby groups, they go join immediately. Because Ambazonia, we fight for Ambazonia. We need to fight now for group. So for down here, for people, for the self-defense groups and for down here, it's a no problem, no day. We work like one people. Sometimes in the way, we carry different, we do things, we do group figure, do some small work. But it's most of the time, we work together. You will see for this mission, this group people will be there, that group people will be there, this group people will be there, that group people will be there. We go now for the mission. It's a we for ground zero, we for self-defense. Our unity it be unquestionable. We need to question some person, a motive. We need to question this group or that group. Now one work all with the one. He said that group, that trouble, that quarrel, that argument, that division for diaspora within the leaders then, it must stop. Then I asked you, where would he talk? It became very clear to me Say my video I do last week. The information was right on point. If we don't agree, say self-defense is not the way to go, then we must set a specific percentage of everything we come into the national treasury as to what percentage of that money they go for self-defense. Because if I talk, wait till the groups and for down there, they will get them. It will cause a lot of problems tonight for a lot of people then. So we know we talk that information. But it be very disappointing. It be very disappointing. For say, we don't agree say self-defense are the way to go. But forgive the people them for ground. Even the granite. Even the stone them where they need them. May they go do the job. We no one do one. It be very interesting, huh? You say self-defense is not the way to go. When commander don't come for you, he tell you, say, Chief, now waiting we need and this for this month. You turn them, you turn them, you turn them, and then you take one granite. You say, take them. Are we fucking joking? With a joke? Really? So, as of now, we are not serious about self-defense. As of this moment, not self-defense, not talk. Hear me out. As of this moment, self-defense, when it comes to the interim government of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia, not just talk. As of this moment, when it comes to self-defense, the interim government of Ambazonia, not just talk. They are not serious. They are not yet serious. I don't know when they will become serious. I don't think they are serious yet. So when it comes to self-defense, your interim government is just fucking talking. The commanders are upset. Get this thing real. Get it real. Give the boys what they fucking need. I'm fucking angry. You can't say you want to do self-defense. You cannot say you want to do self-defense. And then you're just talking. Now time this way, this government, the people, first of all, I know say the people them for the fake accounts to our government and the people them where they be hypnotized by talking, they will can't start for make all kind fucking nonsense. I did talk with commanders for ground, so I did talk with the people that did for ground. I need talk for Facebook, yeah? So make we get a conversation. I did do this thing at public pressure. Just understand, activism. I know we'll give a lot of information, but I did use generalization. Say we must put pressure for interim government for take this thing serious. Talk for your commanders. As I don't talk from last week. If the interim government say self-defense are the way to go, and if this interim government, where it proclaim the restoration of independence, it get right, it must take the full responsibility for defending. All right? So now, groups at the ground, interim government don't talk, so okay, make all these groups, they come together for Ambazonian Self-Defense Council, and the interim government go coordinate the groups them, and then the interim government go support the group them, and then the interim government go fund these groups them with no responsibility, because now declare restoration of independence. We want to make this interim government live up to that expectation. People that suffer, people that die, people that stay for bush, So right now, wetin I dey try for talk, wetin we want talk, na say a certain percentage, we not care, I not care, make this government, Dr. Sako don't talk, say they say 60% of a budget must go for self-defense. So what did that mean? With the groups, and we'll get them now. We got to take these things very seriously. Because if not, we'll go only do dilly-dally, 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 until we'll go do dilly-dally, 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 so that make la the public do all it's in them, and then at the end, probably go get for some place when he don't win a council election, he win the regional election, he rig, he rig a by council election, by regional election, by parliamentary election, and then it carry a presidential election. After that one now, and at that time now we would expect make Parbia a call for maybe a negotiation. And then he probably offer 2 state federation. And then he probably move all the people them for jail. Now the dilly-dally tactic, this is what they do. If you don't launch my trip for Boya, if we don't launch my trip for Boya, I want to make you get real serious about my trip for Boya. These groups, where they don't come inside the Self-Defense Council, fund them to the fullest. Stop playing games. Fund them. Fund them. You know what I'm talking about. Fund them. Fund them. Now all that you talk. I go end for this generalization. But I know we'll give the numbers, because if we start to talk about those things for Facebook, smoke will start come up for people that head them. If we start to talk, wait till the people that for ground, that they even get them for do, wait till that they get them, that they do them. You, wait right now, you be against what you talk. Now you yourself go start call that government, say, Ogasa, what did happen now? With all the donations so that they make them, what did happen? Now the thing that they give them, they go fight war? Really? Really? That thing that they give a whole group, you say, may go fight war? Now, they give 3-4 groups. He said, when I take and go fight war? Are you fucking kidding me? Let's get real. Either would he use the people then, tell them, say, we'll be serious about something, and then we'll do the dilly-dally, 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 play politics. So, if we talk, say, this in a self-defense, not be now be the time, not be now be the time for organized, intensify ground action. So why what priorities them now? Where if you look for all the 13 counties, activities right now, it only day, now in only about 3 and then it stretched to 4 counties. And it talks self-defense activities. It only day around 3 counties and it stretched to 4 counties out of 13. Self-defense, all 13 counties, they're supposed to be on fire right now. All 13 counties, they're supposed to be boiling right now. With the commitment with Dr. Sako, don't talk to make them. Then all 13 counties, they're supposed to be on fire. So, waiting would he try for talk here? Now say, either we take self-defense serious, or we tell the people that say, look, this interim government is not there for self-defense, it's there for some other thing. They made it tell we waiting be that other thing. So if you want to do self-defense, you don't go do it with your one finger. You don't go do it with 1% of your budget. This one is a laughing matter. Because the people that are inside, they know, you know, some of our activists, they know, yeah, right? They know what did happen. But a lot of people, we don't want to get this honest conversation. This one has social pressure. Now say make we get a conversation. Not before put our interim government down, not for say on the purpose of leadership, we must get our act straight. We not fit us we want to do self-defense. Instead for the create regional commanders for the various counties so that they protect the defendant, and then they get the human capacity, the resource capacity. What you did for Duam, what you did with the Duam. Now for say they say we want to appoint governors. This one, all the people I don't talk for about 10 leaders, okay, within the struggle. Some people there they be a little bit outside of the struggle, but with very acute knowledge to this type of subjects. All them don't come to one single conclusion. Misplacement of priorities. Our priorities will not be right now. We're supposed to focus now on about at least 70% of our effort for intensification of self-defense. For create a lot of for ground commanders, and then for give their people them what they really need them for execute this liberation movement through self-defense. So that our people then will feel safe and protected, push the enemy out, gain some territories, and then we'll even defend those territories. But in terms of the resources that they give them, it's very disgraceful. I'd be very sorry for telling this. It's disgraceful. And I know say after this video, when they listen for this video, some person go talk say, no, all these things are false. No, not just because we didn't want to move the revolution forward. Make we get our priorities right. If self-defense is not the way to go, then that's 60% gross or net this thing. National treasury, which they go in for national treasury, it must be channeled for self-defense. If Natina will talk, not be 1%, not be 2%, not be 10%. It must be channeled. Then as I talked the last time for my last video, once the leader don't come up with a vision and a purpose, the leader go for stand back. If find the people that will be loyal to the mission. Now Dr. Sako work this. Find the people that will be loyal and committed to the mission. The commanders them for the ground. And then he asks them, okay, for your unit, how many people you get them? What you wanna need them for this area? What you wanna need them for the next 30 days? It work now for step out, engage we, the citizens, engage we, the community, engage we, the people. Start forget those conversations. For say, look, my people there. Now the vision this, now the purpose this, now thing this we want to do. If we need these resources, so I don't come for una like una picking, like una lead away when I say okay. Now the resources this we need them. Make we find these resources. Now the donations and this we need them. Every month, the leader, the president, is set a target. So, okay, my people, my commanders them for ground, for the work that they do and for liberation movement, they need X amount of money. My goal, now for make sure, say, I go out every month, I go out every week, for harness these resources, for gather these resources, make the people on the ground, those boys, those women, those courageous people, them, what they do for ground, make the ongoingly, they get the resources for execute this revolution to its logical conclusion. Free the people. Liberate Ambazonia. You hear? So, all what we talk here in this segment, for this segment, and I say, what priorities as of now are not straight. As of now, our priorities are not be straight. Remember, Right now, we're there for the talking stage of things, not for the action stage of things. And I don't know when we'll get for those action stage. Right now, we'll get for the action stages of things as soon as possible in order to reduce the suffering of our people, in order to reduce the displacement of our people, in order to reduce the killing of our people. The dilly-dally, it delayed this revolution, a prolonged suffering. A prolonged suffering. Where people, they suffer too much. So that's why a sense of urgency is being needed fast. Not before any person in glory. I say, it help for reduce the people they are suffering. And then it help for move the revolution forward and faster. Now, the purpose this of the conversation. What people they suffer. The one that they did for Nigeria, the woman that they born picking them for Bush, the people that now rainy season this, it come, it already start. People that they sleep for Bush. So now time this way we believe say, even you, I know say that's what they think. For say they say, make we get our act together. Push the intensification of this movement, this self-defense movement, not being at the time this for the appoint governors with triumph. When I remember when they appoint General XXXXX, and then they appoint Vice President XXXXX, sitting up for ground zero. When I remember, so wait till we try for talk. Make we not continue to make the same mistakes and then expect to make progress. We learn from our mistakes. We channel our energy. We channel our focus. We channel our resources. For the thing that we will not say it go work. And since all we, most of us, not be all man, but at least the vast majority don't agree, said self-defense, it produce results. And we know this thing. So what should we try for talk and say? Since it work, it produce result, and the enemy, the occupier, the people that they occupy with, the people that would want to slave with, the people that would want to kill with, whether they bomb big in my life, they don't feel the pinch of self-defense and they don't take we now serious. Before they not be they take we serious. Before they think that this thing be a play. So make we take ourselves serious because the boys on the ground, the boys, the way that they carry out self-defense, those commanders them, that they put their lives at risk. So, give them what they need. Stop playing dilly-dally. Dilly-dally. You know, go come for online, we talk about our policy in self-defense, and so we talk, but we behave radically, completely, we do the complete opposite thing. You know, if you preach self-defense and then you go do politicking for appointing of governors, maybe the reason they're correct. The timing is not right. It's not the right strategy right now. It's not the right move right now. The right move right now. Now for increase the commanders on the ground and the number of people that they get down. The number of people that they get down. And the resources that they get them for execute this thing. More and more political appointment. It go create political paralysis. Just create more political paralysis. More division, more quarreling, more confusion, more disunity, more infighting. So now, you got 13 counties, you go create 13 governors. Now who they will govern? The person when you appoint it for ground, you put it for severe danger because you not provide the protection for that person. And then the person when you put it now, they go for that place, they want to go do more. We don't see these things in the past. So maybe we use our hindsight for try to create a foresight. Please. Maybe we use our hindsight for try to create a foresight. If we talk self-defense, make we dedicate ourselves for self-defense. No dilly-dallying in self-defense. You know, if you dilly-dally your way into self-defense, you want a serious business, now a matter of life and death. Right now. A matter of life and death. So, what did this one mean for you? Make we get what people them. What government. Make they get serious for self-defense. As of this moment, from my conversations with commanders, with people the way they inside self-defense organizations, we are just doing lip services to self-defense. We are not yet serious about self-defense. I don't know when we'll get serious. I hope say maybe tomorrow we'll get serious. I hope say maybe next week we'll get serious. Because right now, with the talk, what you talk, you need to match what actions. What you talk, you need to match what actions. Okay? That one don't correct. I hope say don't. We'll pass on that message. We reprioritize what priorities. Excuse me, that was an incoming call. Number 2, your right to life. My philosophy, you know, I not be ever be person where he ever thinks that one day I will can't talk, make people there stand up for self-defense. But the experiences on the ground, the people there where they catch person, arrest he and then cut his head, born big man, them alive, displace what people them, pregnant woman defeated now they born for bush, what people they staying for bush, broke people their house, born people their house them, born villages them, drive people them for that village. It don't convince me for say they say self-defense, and I review my own belief systems about these things. So that's why now I feel I be comfortable for get this kind of conversation because I value life. All right? I value life. I value every person in life. But I not believe say just because Paul be a president of La Republique, just because say he be president, he get right for give death warrant for a generals, for a military, may they go for Ambazonia, may they go kill people them, may they burn big mammy Malau, may they burn houses, they drive women, then they begin to burn picking for bush, and not buy into that fucking bullshit. I don't believe say Paul Biya get right for kill Ambazonians. I don't believe say Paul Biya get right for send military gunships, may they begin to shoot for air, kill people them for ground. I don't believe say Paul Biya get right for send people them, may they go burn houses, burn big mammy them alive, and not buy into that. So that's why I talk say they say your right, the right of every Ambazonian, you get a right for live. Make you not think say Paul Biya just because say he be president for Ambazon for La Republique du Cameroon, he get right for send people that may they can't kill you, may they kill your family. So that's why we don't talk say they say even the interim government, from a human right perspective, your primary right for this life, not the right to life itself. Hear me out. Your primary right for this life, now your right to live. So no man, you don't get right for take that right away from you, for kill you. So that's why you must use that right which life don't give you. When United Nations don't give you say their right to life, you must protect that life by defending that life. How you going to do it? Self-defense. Self-defense. Now your first responsibility is for keep your own life alive and for keep yourself alive. 2, you use self-defense for keep your beginning alive. Keep your family alive. Number 3, you use self-defense for protect your community. Number 4, you use self-defense for keep the terrorist away from yourself, from your family, from your communities. And number 5, you self-defense, now a policy for defend the restoration of independence. So we Ambazonians, every single Ambazonian, please listen to this. Share this video. Every Ambazonian, if you want to live, you must defend yourself by any means necessary. You must defend yourself against Paul Biya terrorism. You must defend yourself. Defend yourself. Defend yourself. Because if we wait now for interim government, by the time they get their act together, whenever my trip to Boya, whenever everything will be ready and everything is organized, by the time they come, a lot of people, they will not lose their life. By the time the United Nations come, a lot of people, they will not lose their lives. So the talk say, they say, self-defense, now the citizens' responsibility, now is right for defend yourself. So when the talk say, they say, every Ambazonian, pick up whatever you need. Defend yourself. Defend yourself. Defend yourself. Make you not agree, may they kill you just because Paul Biya send people, they can't kill you. Paul Biya don't get right for sending people, they can't kill you. So stand up, Ambazonians. Defend yourself. Now first write this for life. The right to defend yourself in order to protect your own life. So make you not think it's self-defense. That's until some person they tell you make you do them. You owe that to yourself, Ambazonians. So if you're there for ground zero or you're there for diaspora, all we must defend ourselves. Especially the people that are there for ground zero. Every village, every town, every city, every community, all the 6-point-something million Ambazonians who are there for ground zero. Make you know so your first right for this life right now. Your right for defend yourself. Before, because if you not defend yourself, some person will can kill you. And that person, where Paul Biya don't send them, say they get more right for life than for you. Paul Biya don't get right for live and you get right for die. So wake up. Who you think say Paul Biya be? Where he get right for live, but you get right for die because he be Paul Biya. You get the same right to life. You get the same right to life. So you get this responsibility for defend the right to live. That's why Seseko be talking, Sako don't talk, Dr. Ayabacho, Dr. Akwanga, all man don't agree. Say self-defense are the way to go. And every single Ambazonian, every woman, every Pekin, every mommy, every big papa, every big mommy, every auntie, every uncle, make all man when I use anything where when I get them for defend ourselves against terrorism. Defend yourself. Defend yourself. And you're right. If you not defend yourself, no man will get right for take away your own right to life. So defend the right to live. Defend them. So every Ambazonian, self-defense now a national policy for Ambazonia. Every mommy, every papa, every Pekin, even if the big papa, even if the big mommy, all man now na self-defense. Every village, every town, every community na self-defense. I'm going to talk this. I repeat them last week. I talked last week. I did repeat them again today for reinforcement. Right? For reinforcement. Consistency. It will lead to the practice of this, to the acceptance of this belief, and then people will start for acting. So Nigerians will get this conversation over and over again. Now the new policy is self-defense. Every village. No more. Now when we will really finally realize and say, they say, these people, they be meant for kill we. If they feel kill big mommy alive, then what else you want to do? If they feel born big mommy alive, then imagine the things that they plan on. If they feel born big mommy alive, if they feel come, they take petrol, throw them around your house, light matches, burn them. You tell me, say, a human being like that? La République du Cameroon, Paul Biya government be worse than ISIS. It be worse than ISIS. We must defend ourselves. So self-defense now a national policy for Ambazonia. For every Ambazonian. Paul Biya don't get right. For some people, they can't kill you. Some people, they can't kill your picking. Some people, they can't rape your picking. Some people, they can't thief your money, burn your house, burn being them alive, burn what boys they are machine them. They don't get right. So we must stop them. And for do them, make we not wait for the interim government. Make we not wait for any organization. The people must rise up because that the people's revolution this. Yes, we got interim government, but make you not wait for interim government, make can defend you. Stand up and defend yourself, Ambazonians. Self-defense. The last one I want to talk. We'll wrap this thing up. Now evening this, we'll get other things and for doing. Collaboration be very important. Collaboration be very important. Very important. Just like those commanders and for ground. Just like the top people for self-defense, who they talk with them. Collaboration be very important. Alright? So collaboration, our people, our leaders, they must collaborate. I call Dr. Akwanga. I call Dr. Ayabacho. I call, I know say Dr. Sako, he come online, he talks, say it is still extend an open hand for work with all the leaders then. When I put the people of Ambazonia first. The people of Ambazonia, this revolution must come first. And I believe, say, the more Dr. Ayabacho, Dr. Akwanga, and all the other leaders, the more they collaborate, all of them not really need for can join and for be for IG. But the more they collaborate, the faster things will start to happen. Right here? The more they collaborate, the faster things will happen. And I think this will be try for talk. So we bring this collaboration because people, they get experience. They get a lot of experience practically. Where they fish share those experiences. They fish share those intelligence. They fish synergize. And then they chart a way for scale this revolution. For proportions and way all 13 counties will be so active, so involved, so on fire. With every single public official, it could be run. It could be run. Now the thing is we try for talk. But the most important thing I say right now, the more the interim government, when at the frontline collector of funds right now, the more is skilled self-defense. Well, I think that the right thing for them right now, then the more it will reduce the suffering of our people. The more they will push back this public terrorists. The more some of these public occupational forces, the more they will move. So the collaboration with the talk, not just that collaboration on purpose, unity of purpose, collaboration of purpose, where they share resources, they strategize, they share intelligence, just like what boys are more grounded they do. Just like the commanders for ground that they do. Shared purpose. Shared purpose. May we not live and make this year pass. We will not really put the Republic to a point where the next few months from now, the whole international community will want to negotiate. But if we do dilly-dally, it will only increase the suffering of our people. Now the conversation is about get on with us tonight. Not be that for put the interim government down. Not just because we need to get our priorities straight. We need to get our priorities straight. We need to get our priorities straight. So, I want to encourage all man. You need to make 2 donations. Contribute for my trip to Buea. But listen out. I will still continue to talk this thing. Leadership comes with accountability. Leadership comes with accountability. As the people of Ambazonia, if you are the person of the people of Ambazonia, when you donate your money for my trip to Buea, make sure say you must start for, you see results. Ask for results. I don't talk. As you make your donations to any group, you get the responsibility for hold that group accountable for produce results on the ground for you. Alright? So, the 2 donations would you make them? Contribute for my trip to Buea. And not come for a make, I can't talk to Mr. Man or contribute for my trip to Buea. Contribute for my trip to Buea. Now it's necessity. But then, hold your government accountable. They show you what they do with your money. On the ground. You know when action happen for ground. You know when things that happen for ground. You know when things that, as things that happen now and when the things that happen more. You know. So ask for results for your money. Number 2, donate to the Changshu boys. Donate to the Changshu boys. Donate for Changshu boys. Donate to the Tigers. Donate to Sokadev. Donate to ADF. Donate. Donate. You get to make 2 donations. 1 for the interim government, and number 2 for the other self-defense organizations. They now, with right now, that they be the primary leading ground forces on the ground. Why the interim government take the time for get ready? These groups will be active on the ground. So they talk accountability for all groups. Hear me out. Not be now only say accountability for IG. Yes, even the IG, it needs to be accountable, because last week I talked about the value systems where they will make things happen, right? When I understand. And one of the principles, the core key value system, now accountability. Accountability. So this accountability, as you contribute your money, you get to know how your money be used. Not be like Republic this way. They make budget, nobody they know how the budget be used. So contribute to my trip to Boya. Number 2, contribute to the groups that will right now that they carry action for the ground. Now right now they do the ground. Contribute to the Changshu boys. So at the end of, when I finish this video, I will post those 2 the website contributive platforms. My trip to Boya and then Changshu boys. Alright? Another thing I want to add, I say, I want to talk to they say this revolution, now our revolution. This revolution, so not being some person in revolution. So I know say things will be very tough, both for people that are for ground and for the burden for ground for the people that are for diaspora. But at the talk say they say, make with help. If you there for ground zero, and you know say they say some family, they don't drive them, they don't burn their village. That family don't work as sote, it can't reach for your own village. At the back, una Ambazonians, now the spirit of Ambazonian this. Una take that family, una give them place for stay. Una take that family, una give them something for chop. Una take that family, una protect that picking them. So now these things so now all we will do together. Make we not live and make family they go stay for bush because they don't burn their house. Even if you get a 1 bedroom, help. Even if you stay now for your own small bush house, other family they come, try make una be together. We will figure through this, we all. We will figure through this, we all. So, make we understand so we'll be Ambazonians. And our revolution is. So, a tough time is for all man. A tough time is for all man. So, as we move forward, practice that Ambazonian spirit. Like, some person called me. He tell me, say, some big mommy where he did now a refugee they don't burn their village, drive them for their village. How that big mommy now they sleep on ground. And now that big mommy don't they get so much pain with big mommy now for waka, a problem because it is sleep on mat for ground. So when this person tell me this thing, it touched me. Just say, see this big mommy way, it be day for your own house. Maybe you get a bed for sleep. Now, big mommy they sleep now for mat for ground. Big mommy get pain. 9 days. 9 days. See ya. And the Ambazonian spirit is. And that. Just go send that money, maybe buy that big mommy mattress. Yeah? So if you ask me, say, wait till be your own contribution. Be very careful. Because not now all the things that we do for people that they can't shit on for big talk for Facebook. Yeah? Be careful. I need to do this thing because I like them. I do them because people that suffer. I do them because I care. I do it because I value life. I do it because I don't go through my own pain, my own suffering. I finally get a little bit of freedom. I do it because I want to make other people to be free. I do it because I want to make my brother and my sister and my papa and my mommy to be free. Because I know, say, without freedom, there's no life. You hear? Next. Our brother Fire Foundations. When I know, say, about 2 weeks ago, I bring it from a platform. We get good conversation. We all know, say, are the only organization that we try for help with refugees them for Nigeria. Right? The only Cameroon organization, not be only for toxic, the only Ambazonian organization where they do work on ground. Our brother, for the work we do, and this. See, I'm gonna talk. Go send that money today. For say, we support the work. Today, mind that it don't help for release one of our inmates for prison. Carry you go for hospital. All those things cost money. So when I come online, I need to come here because we like this thing. We care so much and we want to make things move forward. You hear? So when some person they ask, what will be your own contribution for my trip to Buea? Look, every day, if you do something for relief some other person is suffering, if you do something for help feed some family, if you do something like now we try for work with the Aya Foundation, we don't yet say some two girls and they see some two girls and they prostitute for Nigeria. We try now and they talk with some other people then. For try for find out, may they contact those two girls and for see how if we send how if we find out what during this period. Maybe they send them, maybe they go take some 6 months program. So now they find people then we if they find those girls, those people they will now sponsor those girls for maybe a 6 months program. So that by the time the problem don't finish for ground, they will come back home with some certain skill sets. When I hear. So it would not be because you come online for do this thing because you like them. I don't like for show that this kind of information. But sometimes you need for sure make some fucking people that fucking shut up. People that will fake accounts. What have you contributed to my trip to Buea? People that did it, they suffer there, you talk on your own. Your kindness must be through actions, not your words. A lot of people that fucking talk too much for this revolution. They never help no one single person may even get 1 spoon gari or 1 cube sugar. If you're focused not only for your family, you're very selfish. Be a leader. Be a leader. We go for help. We go for help. People that they suffer. So any small thing where you feel do them for relief some person is suffering. That's contribution to the revolution. That's you got to give people a sense of hope. Maybe in that little tiny act of kindness. Now I go rekindle that person. It give that person hope for this freedom. It give that person hope for tomorrow. It give that person hope for go for bed and not give up. It give that person hope for wake up. You see, leadership is an act of caring, not a quest for power. Hear me out. Leadership is the capacity to care, not a quest for power. So, I want to inspire you. Even if you get $10, 10 euro, 20 euro, 50 euro, find some person where it is outside of your family, where it don't be affected by this crisis. Help them. Help them. Help them. Yeah? Contribute for my trip to Buea. But try to do something a little bit extra outside of that. People that they suffer. So if we help for elevate people them, for reduce that suffering, just a little bit. Even if it's just a little bit of hope. That seed of hope, you don't know what you will do for that person in life. So please, I encourage you for be practical. Look where the help is and provide the solutions. Look where people are suffering and comfort them. Look where help is needed and show kindness. Your activism, not only for Facebook talk. Make your activism become an action. I think that they always say leadership is an act of practicality. Get practical. Focused on results. Will not give a damn about social fame. My goal, my leader of impact. I don't care about fame. Yeah? Leaders are focused on results, not before the competition of social fame. There are people that still try to find themselves. That's why they beg for social significance. A true leader, it could be only committed to outcomes, to results and impact. For see real results for people in their lives. So that's the focus. And that's why today I want to ask you, please, even at the Aya Foundation, they need help. They need help. Like this boy, he tried for raise money, biting them, try to go feed these refugees in Nigeria. We see him. So help. Not be only my trip for Boya. The work be beyond my trip for Boya. My trip for Boya be very important. But if you want impact for ground, fund the Changshu boys. Fund the Changshu boys. Right now, I will take the interim government serious once they get serious on self defense. Right now, there's a lot of politics. So I put my energy to where action is. Because I be very practical. I love my interim government. I support the interim government. But right now, they are not ready for self-defense. Right now, self-defense, a little bit of their focus. So I will go give energy to the people that are doing the work on the ground. You hear? It must be based on results. Period. Nothing else. For me, anything else is fucking bullshit. And that's why you and I, we must focus on doing kindness. Acts of kindness. Now, because it will help. Now, people that they suffer, help them for reduce their suffering. Take people them. Even if you get 3 bedrooms, please. Maybe you and your family will move for 2, will leave the other room, will take one family, will give them a stay for that room. Please. A very difficult time this. If we not do them together, by the time this revolution won't end, we'll get that freedom. I tell you, some people don't want to become, it will almost be like an Ethiopian style of civil war, where people don't go through. Please, make we not live and make this kind of thing happen for the people of Amazonia. We get the capacity and the resources for do all things we want to do. So more than not think say, now the money be missing. Now the will be missing. Now the values they be missing. Now the purpose be missing. Now leadership be missing. If we don't go far for this revolution, if we get pragmatic leaders that will be practical. So get real, get practical. Fund the Changshu boys. Fund them, may they produce a result for ground. Fund them. Fund the Changshu boys. Fund the interim government, my trip to Boya. Fund the Changshu boys because they produce a lot of results for ground. All right? But lastly, make your actions be demonstrated through your kindness. Your kindness to the people that do not just directly relate to you. Just not only a family be family. Your family, now the Ambazonian family. The Ambazonian family. Now your family that. So I hope say this don't touch you. I hope say you don't be inspired. I hope say something there where I don't talk, it don't impact you. And I hope say we'll share this message. All right? I will spend the next few minutes. I'll take some questions. If you want to send me a message, I'll put up also my WhatsApp number. But if you want to send me a message, may be very important, right? I know be here for, if you be woman, please don't contact me. Don't send me messages. I'm not interested in online dating or anything. Don't send me messages. So if you want to send me messages that relate to this struggle. It relates to solutions, all right? I not be here for make new friends. All man, I'm a friend, but I don't want extra friends, please. Would they inside results? All right? So, that's right. I better fund the Red Dragons. Fund the Red Dragons. Fund everybody. They're doing a great job. Any questions, guys? Any question? Eric Browndy, the ADF is very busy. Come on. It's not a... You're busy. Everybody's busy on the ground, bro. Everybody's busy. Any other questions, guys? I'm ready for your questions. You have any question for me? Malaika, you're just extraordinary. Thank you. Any other questions, guys? Come on. Your friend is here. Any other question? Come on, guys. I thought you guys would have some questions for me. You don't have a question for me? You have a comment for me then? You have a compliment for me then? Don't you see an important need to push up to the interim government and unity on our images? Salah Diodone. There is a need. We've been talking about, unity, but I believe more in collaboration than in unity. All right? Unity means everybody comes together, but in collaborations, they can keep their separate identities, and then they come together to accomplish certain goals, to accomplish certain tasks, to accomplish certain missions, to share intelligence, share resources, share strategies, right? To achieve specific measurable outcomes. I do believe in that, and we've been talking about that. Ekema Samuel. How are they operating? We're in a guerrilla warfare. Ekema Samuel. How are they operating? It's called guerrilla warfare. Max Ken, I appreciate the kind compliment. Thank you very much. We have to fund all the ground. That's true. Dallas. True, I agree. That's what I've said. Let's fund all the ground self-defense forces. Fund them. You make a direct impact. Okay? Why does the IG not give an account on the contribution so far? Ghana Collins, I have no idea when that question was asked. You remember, right? There was a little bit of hesitation there from the acting interim president. Remember? So Ghana Collins, when that question was asked, how much has been contributed so far, sir? He said, I don't have access to that information. But it says, at the secretary of my trip to Boya. So, okay, he said the informations have been made public. So that's what he said. Achiba Ashu Lucas, I put a midterm exam for you, activists. Did I see? You put a midterm exam? Sir? Whether you're a man, you're a woman. Oh, Achiba Nelson, you put a midterm exam for all activists? You didn't see me? I don't write exams on social media, sir. I'm a leader. So if you want me to come and write an exam to conduct some, please, you don't have to explain how much has been collected. I don't know. I said, I don't know, Nelson. I just don't know how much is being collected. So that's not my job. I'm not a secretary. I don't work for the interim government. I don't work for any organization. I am not in any organization, right? I'm a leadership strategist. I run my own things. I run my own affairs. I love to advocate for my people. Well, even if, look, Nelson, even if you've sent me a midterm exams for me to write an exam, I will not write it. Just know that. I don't have time for those things, Nelson. Sorry to tell you that. I respect you. I respect what you sent to me, but I don't really have time for those social things. I've got better things to do with my time. Just sorry to tell you that. Secondly, did you realize the press secretary rephrased your question and put it... That's true. They did. They actually rephrased my question. I was actually laughing about it. So Ghana Collins, you're actually right. He paraphrased my question and put it the way he wanted to put it. But by the way, that was actually based on a private conversation I had with him. I was having a conversation with him to reiterate this point that it is the responsibility of the interim government, and giving the example that, hey, if you have a child and that child is not probably listening to you as the father, you're going to kick that child out. You're going to say, hey, you're a bad child. Or you as a father, the level of your love and your caring for your child will compel you so much to find a way to reach to that child through your own persuasion, through your own caring, right? But sometimes when people don't want to try, they say, you know, I talk to them, they don't want to. But persuasion is not like that. You have to find ways to reach to people. You have to find the purpose to reach to them. So, Ghana Collins, you're right. He took my question from a private conversation and they turned into something that I put an ass, but, you know, that was funny. Ashu is not in any group. Yes, Malaika, I'm not in any group. I support the interim government. I support all the groups that are, I support the interim government because I believe that we need something as a representation, okay? I do support that. I support all the groups, the nationalist groups, that stand for the liberation of Ambazonia. But I'm not a member of any government, any organization. What is the way the IG appoints their leaders? Ekema Samuel, here is what you need to know. According to the constitution, the interim constitution, all appointments within the interim government supposed to go through the Restoration Council. Unfortunately, that Restoration Council is supposed to be made up of leaders of the nationalist groups, from my understanding. But right now, that's not the case. Right now, a lot of things are done through country heads. So the country heads have basically replaced the fulfilling the role of the Restoration Council. Right? You know that. Come on, you guys know this. So you can ask the interim government these questions. Ekeme Samuel, please. You can forward this question to the interim government, right? You know, I'm not a politician, right? I'm a strategist. So what if you want to collaborate, but others feel even not to recognize you exist? This is not true. Every group recognizes every other group. Every group. So what we need to do is to come from a place, right? If you want to build relationship, a rapport with someone, first, you have to honor them. Number two, you have to respect them. Honor them, value them, respect them. Respect who they are, respect what they are doing, respect what they can contribute, and then look at how can that relationship benefit both organizations. This is what we need. That's why I said we need leaders with purpose. Dr. Akwanga said something extraordinary yesterday. It says, look, at the end of the day, what we are fighting for is the liberation of Ambazonia. And if our leaders can focus on that, they can find quick collaboration. I'm very detailed, man. I've seen there is no frankness in them. The game's only focused on the fear of power, changing hands, but the truth is... Gamma Collins, you're just pulling my legs. You want to get some information out of me, but you're not going to do that. I'm just telling you. Sorry. Go ask them this question, Gamma Collins. Oh, sorry, Ghana Collins. Dinga Jude, where really the leaders are they on this same earth? I think so. Fali Falki. Good evening to you. I've come to the end of all the questions, guys. I would love to hang out more with you guys, but there's no more questions for me to answer. So I have a few phone calls I have to make, and I'll be on a conference call very soon. So let me go take care of stuff. Let me go find out what's happening. Let's go serve some people and keep making progress and keep changing lives. So I know that you all out there, I know you're doing your best. I know that you're doing your best to keep yourself safe. You're doing your best to keep yourself, your family alive. You're doing your best to protect your community. Before I go, I'll just remind you again that your primary responsibility right now at this stage is your right to self-defense. So I call upon and I encourage all 6-point-something million Ambazonians on ground zero to use whatever means necessary to defend yourselves and your family. It's the only option we have right now. While the interim government get its act of self-defense together, the focus right now, frontline organizations, nationalist organizations, will continue to prosecute this battle for the liberation of Ambazonia. So donate to the Nchangshu boys. Make your contributions to the interim government. Make your contributions to SOCADEF. Support the people that are producing results. Lastly, let me remind you again, we need so much kindness. Care for a family. Find a family and care for them. Find something outside of your own family. Do for another family so that you help to support and alleviate their suffering. If you know a family that their home has been burned, please find a way to accommodate them in your own home. This is the Ambazonian spirit, and that's what I will leave you with tonight. That let your kindness be shown through your actions, not through your words. Let your leadership be practical. All right? That's all. I care about results, and I hope you do too. So have yourself a good night.